Hey everyone, it's Dave Asprey, Bulletproof Executive Radio. I've been biohacking myself quite a lot lately, and I've been working on all kinds of things with light and mitochondrial function and all sorts of crazy stuff. And I'm going to do an episode on that coming up here where I talk more about some of the latest things going on in my crazy biohacking lab here. But today is going to be more fun than that because we've got Andy Hnilo on. Andy is a model. He's an actor who's worked with brands like Oakley and Speedo and HBO and Coppertone. And he's just a cool dude. He's also a Bulletproof ambassador who talks a lot about using bulletproof techniques. You've also seen him in movies, maybe Great American Dream or Adam Carolla's movie The Hammer. You may have seen him in tabloids recently because he used bulletproof techniques to look cool enough to date a Real Housewives star. All right, I can't add any more BS here, Andy. Welcome to the show, man. Andy Hnilo.
It's all good. How you doing? Hey, thanks so much for having me. I'm a huge fan. Bulletproof is really kept me locked in and helped me knock down some goals that I shot up there and knew they were attainable, but it's really taken me to another level, and I appreciate it. This is truly an honor to be here.
I appreciate hearing how things work. And, the real reason I asked you on wasn't to, be a Bulletproof ambassador and say how good the Bulletproof stuff is, but because you got in a pretty nasty accident. You were in a hit and run, like 2 cars ran over you or something. What's the deal there? You broke your jaw, you broke 7 ribs, collapsed a lung, and you used like bulletproof stuff while you were recovering. Tell me about that, man. Like, that's big news.
Well, yeah, it was, first off, I'm very lucky to be alive. I mean, I was crossing a busy street on a Saturday night, Melrose, and I was hit by a westbound heading Toyota Tundra, hit into the eastbound lane and run over by a Land Rover. Lost consciousness, had a compound fracture of my jaw, broke it in probably 5 different places. So like the middle of my chin over, I had 2 titanium plates inserted, which are now gone. Thank God.
I still see the Tundra logo right there, like kind of in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was pretty gnarly, and thank God I don't remember too much of it. But I was really banged up, from head to toe. Thank God I didn't have any ligament or damage in my ankles or knees, so I was able to kind of speed up the recovery process through like getting circulation going with exercise, walking, and eventually getting to being able to run. But that was far down the road. I mean, I was really banged up. I had to have my sisters come and just lift me up. As an ex-athlete, not being able to just even use your abdominal muscles to lift you up and get you out of bed to take your medicine, it's extremely humbling. And it was, something I wouldn't wish on anybody. But I'm here and I'm alive, and that was kind of my family's mantra throughout the whole thing was, regardless of what we had to overcome with the broken ribs and the collapsed lung and the fact that my jaw was like out to here like Quagmire, I was alive and there was nothing really to complain about.
You still kind of have the Quagmire jaw. I mean, you've got like the squarest jaw of anyone who's ever been on my show. Like, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, you got to see this guy's like if you were to like draw a cartoon of a model, like in a nice way, like you would look like you're like the perfect proportioned dude.
Well, yeah, thank my surgeon for that one to put it back together. But no, it was just really, thinking back. I mean, there were just steps. Every day, my jaw was wired shut for 9 weeks, and so it was an internal surgery. So you can't suck on a straw.
Oh no!
So like pull out the stitches, or it'll put pressure on that area. So I just had to wear it. I would make these hardcore smoothies like bison liver, deer placenta, colostrum, egg yolks, super nutrient dense. Right? I wasn't supposed to. They weren't recommending raw material like that because if it gets in there and there's like some type of infection, then we got big problems, especially, in the mouth area like that. I was not supposed to do that. If they found out, but it was really risky, but I just knew how nutrient dense it was and how I just believed in the process of how that was, going to heal me from the inside out. And so I just stuck with it and it really got me up to speed. But I would just,
all right. You said deer placenta.
Yeah.
Like, do they have that at Whole Foods?
No, definitely not.
Where do you get deer placenta? Like, I've never tried a deer placenta smoothie.
Yeah, I never opened. They were little capsules.
Okay.
They were capsules of deer placenta, and I mean, I did a lot of research on this stuff, and with help through a few Chinese herbalists. They talked it up and made it seem incredible, and I didn't care what I ate or put in the system. I just wanted to get back where I was before, and I had this like outside goal of being in better shape than I was before, because I was just irritated that I put myself in that position in the first place, and I wanted to get back and in better shape. And you know, we all make mistakes, but I'm really glad that I just took nutrition extremely seriously, and took the advice of these guys, because I mean, just my frame started to get back really quickly. I was lucky that I was hit in the accident. I was in pretty good shape when I was hit. So, you know, your body gets, you know, responds and only knows that, I believe. So the process of recovery was sped up with that, and then nutrition. But yeah, deer placenta was, it sounds funny, but I hope it did some good. It's pretty expensive.
There's a lot of nutrients in placenta. I mean, you know, my first book was the Better Baby book about everything you can do for fertility. And there's a reason most animals eat their placenta after it comes out, because it's so nutrient dense. So I don't have any issues with doing that. And were you actually putting raw liver in your smoothie though? Like just grinding it up?
Absolutely.
So, all right.
I still do that. I did that this morning. See, not smoothie. I just power it down.
You win the man award there. I cannot do a raw liver smoothie. I've tried it, and maybe I use the Magic Bullet, not my Blendtec or Vitamix, but there was still like liver fibers in it, and I'm drinking it, and they're kind of hanging out of my mouth, and it was one of the worst experiences of my life. And I'll eat chunks of raw liver, I'll take them like pills, but the smoothie, dude, like hats off for like putting hair on your chest, man. Like that.
Yeah, those little things, you spit them out.
Oh man! All right. There's not a lot of things I won't drink, but I think I'm to the point where I take desiccated powder capsules for my liver. But
I will say this. So if you're gonna if my buddy's got it up to a science. If Dijon mustard is incredible with liver, and a little curry, a little Dijon mustard, and then the raw liver, dice it up. I mean, it tastes great. I mean, liver is so bad, right?
Right.
But for some reason, curry and Whole Foods organic Dijon mustard, incredible.
Okay.
That's saying a lot to call liver incredible, you know, as you know. So yeah, that's like my new little thing.
I love it. I give my kids liver every day.
That's awesome.
Just a little capsule of the stuff. But when I buy a lamb, like they come with those little livers, and I'm like, I know I should eat it, so I usually freeze it in little half-inch squares, and I'll just like put one in the back of my throat and chug it. But all right, I'm doing the mustard curry thing. We'll see if that works. Yeah,
try it out, because it's so it dissolves. You know, the texture of liver. Maybe this is like super good quality meat, but yeah, I mean, as soon as you get it in there, it just dissolves, and it's a lot better than I used to do hot sauce. Yeah, but that was gnarly. I mean, you just got to. I did it raw a couple times just with nothing, and it wakes you up, man. I mean, it wakes you up, gets you on fire. I don't know if it's more of a mental placebo thing or what, but I'm good to go after liver like nothing else. Bee pollen, I would put that in the coffee. I do that, and I'm just good, on fire all day.
So you've never made a liver bulletproof coffee, have you?
I have not.
That would be sacrilegious, but it might escort nutrients in better. But how about, I got a tweet the other day from a guy who used canna butter, basically butter made with cannabis, in his bulletproof coffee. Okay. Yeah. You ever tried that? Nice.
I have not.
Me either.
I have not tried that.
I think I'm afraid to try that, actually.
Like it would just even things out. Completely counterproductive with the coffee, right?
It might be, but it also might just drive all that stuff into your brain all at once. I have no idea what I would do. So I was kind of surprised. I laughed when I saw the tweet, but I'm like, I don't think I'm up for trying that, because it might take me a week to come back to earth. All right. So one of the things that I'm interested in is engineering resilience, and rapid recovery is part of that. So you are already kind of in kick-ass shape. You get completely whacked by 2 SUVs, not just one, and not even like a Prius had the courtesy to hit you. Like these were real cars, and you're already like in ripped shape and all that sort of stuff. How long did it take you to come back to normal after something like that?
You know what? I was able to sprint up Runyon Canyon and do my little thing that I do with my jaw wired shut, gnarly, like scars everywhere. I was on the runway, I want to say March 5th or May 5th or 6th for a runway show that I booked that I didn't tell my San Francisco agent about my accident, because that was my goal, to get back on the basically, just a little time thing. I was like, I'm not going to miss this runway show. That was my goal. And I want to say it was either the first week of May or June. June sounds more.
Okay. And you were hit when, in what month?
It had to be June. Okay, so I was hit in March, so March 20th.
So March, April, May. So you basically had 3 months to recover from like massive trauma.
Yeah.
Wow. And to be on the runway.
Yeah, and I was the only guy doing a shirtless thing too. Which
Dude.
I had a big time gash on my hip from point of impact from one of the cars that hit me. So anyway, so I'm just trying to gauge it in my head right now. So if I was able to do that the first week of June, it's got to be June. I was probably about a month into sprinting. About a month and a half, I was able to sprint and then lift, but I wasn't by any means, where I wanted to be, but I was in good shape. And I swear it's because of all the stuff that I was on, just getting those toxins out of the system, purifying my blood, building that blood and circulating that blood. It just, I was back, I want to say about a month sprinting. So that's,
And so you're about 30, right?
I'm 32.
32. Okay. So you're not using that, early 20s massive recovery, body's still young kind of thing. So man,
Nope.
that's incredible resilience and incredible recovery there. You used some Chinese herbs. You used super, super high nutrient density foods. What about like supplements and stuff like that?
I'm big on amino acids. So I did a combination of citrulline, arginine, and glutamine.
Yep.
And just, I would do probably 10 grams of arginine and glutamine a day.
10 grams each. Okay.
Yeah, each. 5 in the morning, 5 before I go to bed. And then citrulline to kind of help with the absorption of the arginine. I heard that was a good, just helps the activity of the amino acids. So I only did those 3. I didn't do like a branch chain amino. I figured I'd get a lot with the red meat that I was taking in with my smoothie. And then also the yolks and stuff really helped.
Use a lot of raw egg yolks in your smoothies, like the get some ice cream kind of stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then I also did a lot of colostrum.
Yep.
A lot of colostrum. I was told that was loaded with growth factors, so I was actually putting it on topically on my scar and scars on my hip too as well. I got a big time road rash thing on my back that a buddy of mine gave me a jar of Manuka honey and colostrum. And so I kind of just started mixing them up and going, all right, well, these things are so incredibly nutrient dense. I'm just going to I had nothing else to do, Dave. I was out of work. I had a little money saved up or whatever. So I was just I didn't really want to be, out in public or anything outside of exercise. I just, I had my jaw wired shut. People ask you questions. My teeth were nubs.
No.
They were nubs. And people ask you questions, you look fine with your mouth closed, and then you start talking, and your mouth's all crunched up and your teeth are nubs. It was gnarly. I didn't even want to go to the grocery store, but, you tell yourself I'm alive. Who cares what they think? And, anyway, so I had that little battle going for me. But anyway, yeah, so I don't know how I got off topic there. But, yeah, the honey and the colostrum really helped topically and internally with, just getting the healing process going and kind of cleansing the system of all, the meds that I was on. And I wanted to, purify my blood as well as I could. And nutrition, definitely helped with that.
What percentage of your calories came from fat when you're recovering?
Oh, a lot.
I know it's a guess, but yeah.
Oh man. All I know is this is I didn't do avocado because I should have thrown avocado in my smoothies. I don't know why I didn't do it. What I did do was cream. I did the raw cream. I forget the name, Green Pastures or something. I would down one of those little pints a day.
So that's a lot of fat. Nice.
That's a lot of fat. I want to say that's 16 times, 192 grams of fat, or at least, I don't know, 16 times 12, 192. I don't know, but that
sounds about right.
Yeah, that's that. I was taking out one of those, and then on top of that, I was, I think I would do maybe some almond butter because that was smooth. I didn't have to chew that.
Egg yolks, probably. It sounds like
egg yolks as well. It had to be 70-80% of my calories that I was taking in from. That's just a guess, but I was doing a lot of fats.
There's a lot of studies that say, when you're stressed, and let me tell you, when you're whacked by a couple of cars and recovering, you're stressed, that your body burns fat more than it burns carbs. In fact, burning fat is a sign of stress. It's an adaptive stress thing. So when you're under stress and you eat more fat, you burn that fat more readily even. Like there's a demand for it. And that explains part of your recovery. And then you took the L-glutamine, which is in my own, like if I'm injured, I always crank up the glutamine because it speeds wound healing. It just does that.
Yeah.
And then you did all the micronutrients. You got all this zinc and copper, and wow, man, I'm pretty blown away because you had like massive trauma, and within less than 3 months, actually, you were on a runway, which is profound.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. No, it was pretty fun. I haven't thought about it too much, but yeah, I remember getting the wires taken out, which was the second most painful process. The jaw wires taken out, and literally I think that was Tuesday or Wednesday. Thursday I go in and get my teeth fixed, and then Saturday was the runway show up in San Jose. I remember that. It was for like some Santana Row fashion show, but some summer fashion show for Santana Row. But that was a goal of mine. San Jose, obviously.
Oh yeah, no, I've had lunch there lots of times in Santana Row. Yeah.
So that was the goal, and I did it. I saw my mom. My mom came. That was a really cool moment. Not that but it was just just reaching the goal and knocking it down. But yeah, I did all that fat, and Dave, I still lost 18 pounds. So I was taking in an astronomical amount of fat calories, and I come to think of it, yeah, I definitely I looked like I lost a ton of weight, and I know for a fact I lost 18 pounds. So gaining the weight back was awesome. I'll tell you that.
Did you lose a lot of muscle? You must have. Any kind of. Yeah. Okay. So you were relying on your muscle mass to stay alive at the first initial time you were hit. You had not a lot of fat, I'm guessing, and some muscle. Yeah. So if you hadn't had the muscle mass, you could have died, basically, because you would have run out of that metabolic reserve that's there. Wow.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, it's wow.
So now, what do you use? Like, what's a daily regimen look like for you? You're a guy. You've been you were going to be a pro athlete until you decided that you wanted to be in soap operas even more. Yeah. I want to hear more about that in a minute. But like, what do you do? Like, I see pictures of your shirt off, and like, all right, granted, I'm 10 years older than you, but I'm happy with how I look given I was a 300 pounder. But dude, you're like rocking the abs that like make girls jealous. So, all right, what's your secret, man? Like, what do you eat? What do you do?
I appreciate that. No, I actually have a routine that I love every morning. All right, I wake up, I throw a song on by Cascade called I Remember. It just kind of gets me going. I bang out 80 push-ups. It used to be 60. Now, now I'm at 80, and then hopefully I'll get up to whatever. I don't know. But I do that, and that gets the blood flowing more than any, jumping jacks or anything that I can do. I go into my kitchen and do my morning tonic, which is composed of turmeric, cayenne, zinc, silica, Hoshu Wu, arginine, glutamine, pearl powder.
Pearl powder?
Yeah. Aloe. It's supposed to be really good for your liver.
Yeah.
Aloe vera.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else. And then I know, sea salt, Himalayan sea salt or Himalayan salt. I blend that all together. It's terrible. It is horrible. But I wouldn't recommend anybody trying that unless you're one of those people that doesn't care what things taste like. You're more about like the results and what it's doing internally. That's what I'm all about. So I do that, and I blend it together, and then I have an inversion table. When I was hitting my accident, my spine was all, I don't know if it was out of alignment, but I was definitely bunched up, understandably. So I got one of those inversion tables. If nobody out there knows what an inversion table is, you basically hang upside down by your feet, and from my understanding, it helps lengthen out the spine, or at least
you get more space. Like it takes all the pressure off the discs, so the discs can sort of fill in.
Okay.
And it moves a lot of blood to your head, which increases the microcapillaries in your head, so it makes you smarter, allegedly, anyway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. Well, didn't know that, but I mean that's
you drink your tonic and then you hang upside down for how long?
25 minutes. Sade. I throw on Sade. It's like a little.
Are you kidding? You're upside down for 25 minutes a day? 25
minutes, yeah. And if I have to be at Oakley at, I don't know, 6 a.m. at Foothill Ranch, which is hour 45 minutes away with traffic, I don't care what time I get up. I just get up that much earlier. I mean, that's how I have to start my day.
Wow, that is incredibly badass. And like,
Thanks,
most people don't have the discipline to stay upside down that long, but that really does change your brain in a way that's been proven. That and sitting at the bottom of a pool with a lot of pressure on your head, both of those cause adaptive changes in cerebral circulation. Nice. Yeah, you're getting smarter, man. All right, I love this morning routine already. I'm not sure I'm going to do
awesome.
it. Don't your knees hurt like after that long, like getting pulled on?
I had plantar fasciitis. I may be butchering that pronunciation or whatever. That really hurt getting up. And sometimes it hurts my back getting up. Sometimes it doesn't. It's never hurt my knees. You're a little wobbly at first. You just got to, carefully, as you get up, carefully stand up, and you're going to feel, the blood starts to circulate back throughout your body, and just take it slow throughout the kitchen. I've never actually kind of got lightheaded and passed out, but I've, you just got to take it slow, but it's awesome.
That's so cool. All right.
Thanks.
And what comes next?
Let's see here. Obviously the Bulletproof Coffee. I'm just trying to think if I'm doing something before that. No. It's mix up the Bulletproof Coffee. I do a French press.
Okay,
and
cool.
I do two, let's see, the mugs. I do two of these right here. So those are those 12 or 16?
I think they're 14 if memory serves. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I do two and a little bit more.
And how much butter do you put in there?
Oh man, I put about 3 tablespoons total
per mug, or 1.5 per mug?
Tablespoon and a half per mug.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, 3. So I don't, if I don't really have anything that day where I have to look super lean then I'll do 3 to 4.
Okay. Nice.
It just helps me sustain.
Yeah.
I'm a big intermittent fast guy.
Okay.
And I don't eat breakfast. This is it. Those good fats combined with the brain octane oil. And then
how much of that do you use?
I do a capful.
Okay, cool.
It's on top of that. What's that, about a tablespoon?
I think it's a little bit bigger than a tablespoon. I've never measured the inside of the cap. I want to say it's closer to 2 because it's a pretty big cap. I'll have to measure that just because I never thought about that. But at that level,
right. It's closer to 2, yeah.
You don't get any disaster pants or any kind of stuff like that. I do more than 2. It doesn't bother me at all. But
really?
I find that brain octane doesn't cause any GI problems compared to the upgraded MCT. I mean, they both work, but one of them is like more focusing than the other.
Okay. Yeah. I do the octane oil.
Okay.
I have a big blender. I do the octane oil. I do cinnamon. I throw in a little cayenne there to get it
that tastes good.
Hot chocolate, and it also kind of activates the thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what it does, but I love it. So I throw that, and then a little vanilla bean, upgraded vanilla bean powder. I'm a big chocolate powder guy.
Cool.
The Bulletproof chocolate powder. That's one thing that I cannot go without. Every morning I do. And I got a buddy who gives me a hard time about it, your adrenals or whatever. But I don't. I think chocolate is an absolutely a superfood, clearly. Yeah. And it's just something that I can tell when I'm not on it, when I don't have it, when I'm out of it, I'm craving it. And so I'll throw 2 teaspoons, which may sound like a lot, of the raw chocolate powder. I'll throw that in there, and then every other day or every 3 days or whatever, I'll throw in the cacao butter.
Oh, nice.
Kind of let it melt a little bit, and then I'll blend it. And then I'm sorry, about a quarter teaspoon of stevia powder.
Okay, so you like a bit of a sweet edge to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I find that stevia goes well if you're going to put the chocolate in there because it's raw. It's probably the least bitter raw chocolate I've ever found. And even with that, though, I find just a hint of sweet just smooths out the vanilla and the chocolate. So you're getting like an amazing mocha flavor there. All right.
I go home and my mom and my dad, they don't have, bless their hearts, they don't have like stevia and stuff. So, and I don't pack all that stuff. Going through the airports, as you may know, it's kind of, I've been caught up, hey, what's this? What do you got here? I have so many different powders.
Oh yeah.
So many different things going on. But so I travel light, I make sure that I have the coffee beans and, they have coconut oil up in Palo Alto, which is where I'm from. And, at my parents' house, and then I just do the butter. And so I'll throw in a little honey there, but it's just not the same. I mean, I really crave that every morning. I have these mountains and I just sit out there and I have my little bulletproof mocha, like you said. I mean, it is the best way. And that combined, I got the blood rushing, I got the tonic flowing. I'm already on fire because of push-ups I just banged out. And the bulletproof mocha on top of that, it's like there's no better feeling, So I do that every single morning, I mean, it must, with traveling's tough. Like if I'm staying at a hotel, oh my gosh, well, you travel a ton yourself.
Oh, yeah.
You can totally understand. But I mean, I got to start traveling with my French press because I'm, those little plastic cups that they have in the hotel rooms and stuff.
They're terrible.
I'm using my hand, like measuring it out, down in coffee grinds and stuff. It's, spitting out coffee grinds. But it's something that I cannot go without. And I'm not going to go anywhere else and get a coffee from 7-Eleven or downstairs. It's just, if people don't understand it, I mean, the purity of these beans, man, it's just, it makes my day.
Thanks for saying that. And like, I didn't ask you to say any of that. We didn't prearrange any of this. And I do the same thing. I travel. I bring one of those little like camping 3-ounce bottles you can buy at REI. I bring 1 or 2 of those full of brain octane, so I get at least a tablespoon. And I bring my beans. I bring them pre-ground, which isn't ideal. Or quite often I just bring the little the K-cup packets or the Keurig compatible packets that we make. Yeah. And you just tear one open, dump it in with some hot water. But like you said, there's a mess and all. But it doesn't matter if I get a couple of grounds caught in my teeth, because especially if I'm like traveling to Asia or something. Yeah. Okay, jet lag's real, and I'll do my earthing kind of thing, and I'll do light hacks and body temperature hacks. But like this has become like, if I don't have that for breakfast, I don't think my brain is going to do all those things I want it to do. So yeah, people look at me weird, and I'm in restaurants putting it inside a teapot. I just stopped caring because I want to feel good. So you hit the same conclusion. All right.
Oh, 100%. I'm right there with you. I got to start looking at those K-cups though. But because that sounds like a little, I can't believe I haven't gotten any cleaning secure deposits taken there or anything like that. I'm telling you, Dave, you should see how many different, because you're measuring them off, you're filtering with your hand. Oh yeah, that's just what I have to do. I mean, it's the best way to start my day, and it's just I'll do whatever it takes to get that coffee in my body.
I leave a slightly bigger tip because I'm just like, sorry guys, I didn't mean to get coffee grounds all over the bathroom, but like the coffee setup you had here was inadequate for making me feel good, and like, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. It's hilarious to hear you doing that because I feel a little bit odd, like just a little bit ludicrous, but at the same time, like it's what makes me go. So I'm just gonna stick with that. What do your Hollywood buddies say? Like you're a Hollywood guy, you're in movies and all this stuff, and you're on the set. Do you do the stuff when you're like?
Absolutely.
You do it on the set. Okay.
It is always a conversation starter, and people. I'm like a big sardine guy. And
they're so good for you.
Oh, they're incredible. Clean waters. I do Portugal mainly. Yeah. Sardines from Portugal. But I mean, I'll do a few avocados. I'll bring them in my backpack and a couple cans of sardines. You want to? I mean, you crack open a couple cans of sardines, and just the looks you get. I mean, it doesn't smell that great by any means, but people. I mean. The results are there. I mean, the way I feel after eating that, I mash it up, put a little hot sauce on it. I got a complete routine that I do. One thing on set, that's like, say if I'm, shooting something or backstage on a runway thing, there's like, now I have it down to a science where I'll go to the bathroom and just track it in the bathroom and down, because if sardines will stink up a room, they really will. The last thing you want to do is piss off a client and, being like the weird guy who eats sardines. So sometimes I'll have to go to the bathroom, down them, and then throw them away, and then that's that. But I will do whatever it takes to get like the pristine nutrition in my body. And because on set, they don't really, and I don't blame them. Not a lot of people are as aware of what they put in their body. It's just cookies, candy, definitely not grass-fed meats or organic at all. And I just can't do any of that. And that's why I'm on set in the first place, is maintaining that nutrition. So it's all, like I said, it's always a conversation starter. But I will say this though, by the end of the day, every single time, every single thing that I've been on, the conversation may raise, or it may start off by a little raised eyebrows and like, what the hell is this guy eating? But they're always asking me to write something up for them. Yeah. And I've got countless texts. Dude, these sardines are amazing, because they may smell bad, but they are great. Hey, I'm hooked on them. I just had 2 before this interview with an avocado. Same thing. It's like it's the easiest way to travel.
It's like a bulletproof Snickers bar, right? You're like, it's all fat, and it's all fat and the right kinds of fat if they're done right, and protein, and it's got the bones in them, which is also good for you, so you get the minerals, right? So they aren't the tastiest. Like you said, hot sauce will fix that problem, assuming you're not sensitive to the nightshade vegetables in there. And it's like, do it. Put some salt on them too, and I'll actually put butter in there too, which is kind of fun.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. No, try that out. Yeah.
Yeah, it depends if you mash it up.
You mash it up? You ever done the avocado mash?
Yeah, either avocado or butter works. And in a pinch too, like when I don't want to do, I'm a fan of smoked salmon too, like the cold smoked salmon. That's pretty compatible. If you don't want to do either one of those because they smell bad, like sometimes on airplanes I feel guilty. I'll bring like smoked salmon. I'm like, I'll wait till they're serving like stinky airplane food and then I eat it. And fine, I had to smell their like fake chicken, whatever. So it's a fair exchange. But other times I'll just like eat like a stick of butter, like not the whole thing, but I'll just unwrap it. And you want to get some looks like that, people just look at you like, are you really? I did that in front of one of the SVPs from Twitter. I was at South by Southwest. I'm like, I've been here all day. There's like all this candy and junk food and like fried whatever creature. I'm like, nah. And so I'm just eating the butter at a bar. And, it was just, I was starving, right? I'm like, I really would like to feel good all day or all week for this really intense conference. And same thing though. I think you get those same looks when you're doing your sardines that you get from eating butter.
Awesome. Done. I'm going to start doing butter as well. Airplanes are, it's tough. Airports. I go to the furthest gate with nobody in there, and I'll crack open the sardines, mow them down, throw them away. But I'm great. I'm good after that. But
All right. So let's talk Hollywood actresses. So when you're hanging out with some of the it crowd, and these women are oftentimes so obsessed with body image and losing weight and all this stuff. When they hear and see what you're doing, do they just like think you're a crackhead, or are they like, maybe I should have sardines too? Like what is the male versus female breakdown of when you just do this kind of stuff?
It depends if they're into the whole health movement. There are a lot of health conscious actresses out here. Yeah. And if they just get it, like if you get it and explain to them, look, like we said, there's calcium, phosphorus, protein, incredible fats. It's like a one-stop shop dream team of a snack. You just got to get over the fact that it's a sardine. It tastes great. Trust me. And then they take a bite. Oh, it's not that bad. Especially you get the ones with like sea salt, olive oil, like that's just one of the things. Like if they can just get past the fact, some people won't. These are the health conscious people that get it, and that are just open and kind of open-minded to trying something else. But it's so many people are just sardines. It's like synonymous with tasting and smelling nasty. But if they only knew, like there are some great tasting sardines out there. So I will say, believe it or not, the ones that I've met are open to trying it. because I surround myself with people that are pretty into health and nutrition. Actually, it's not true. Not 100% of the time. There are some people that just, they don't, for whatever reason, they don't really care what they eat, and to each their own. That's fine. It's just, I get you do stand out a little bit when you're cracking sardines and stuff. But it's discipline though. How can you not respect discipline? And if you can explain it too, and you can kind of be your own best advertisement as to why this works, and you feel this way, people, they'll go, I guess that makes sense. And then, I can explain why I'm eating that and why I, do each thing. And to me, it makes sense. And like I said, I keep in contact with a lot of these people, and they say, hey, thanks, man. Like, dude, I'm cracking sardines. They'll take little camera pictures and send them to me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. No, and that's happened a lot, Dave. Like a lot. So
you're helping people that way. I do it with my kids too. People like, your kids will eat sardines. I'm like, yeah, they actually ask for them because it's like portable food, right? You have to get it in the body.
Yeah.
All right. So have you ever been accused of being orthorexic?
I don't know what that means, but I'm assuming like, what does it mean? I'm assuming really.
That's good. It means you haven't been accused of it.
Yeah.
It's the idea that there is an eating disorder where you have to eat according to like a certain set of rules, and like, I'm terrified to touch anything that's white, or I'm terrified to eat anything that's meat or whatever. So there's some psychologists who say that clean eating is a form of eating disorder, and I'm like, feeling great all the time is actually the goal, and I'll eat gravel if it's what works. I just want what works, and I measure it. So it's kind of funny that's something that paleo people are accused of, vegans are accused of, bulletproof diet people are. Yeah. Wow. So you haven't, I don't even know if that's a word in Hollywood, but I see it around in the blogosphere sometimes. And it kind of makes me laugh because you sound a bit nuts, man. And so do I. But it's nuts that produces results. 'Cause, look
Absolutely.
at you. Right.
Thanks, man. It's just, I'll do whatever it takes for my body, like internally. I'm not talking like the physical model stuff. Yeah. I'm saying like I want to whatever it takes to perform, at my best. And if it's liver, if it's like the deer placenta that we talked about, it's the stuff works, and it's amazing. If you're dragging a little bit at the end of the day, and you have one of those nutrient dense meals, whatever we're talking about, how we eat. It'll just pick you right back up, and boom, you can do whatever you want. You don't need to take a nap. Not that napping's bad, but it's amazing how mineral-rich, nutrient-dense foods will just pick you right up and get you going. It's something I'm extremely passionate about, and yeah, it's.
Well, so you're a great example because you make a living. Like, your skin has to look good, your muscles have to look good, your brain has to work so you can like say what you're supposed to say when you're supposed to say it.
Yeah.
So you're dealing with a lot of parameters, and you're pretty well known, I think, for having really good skin. Like, you look, for people who are not driving right now, like you look like a stupidly healthy guy. like when I see you, I'm like you're radiating health.
Thank you. And I appreciate that.
It's true, and I'm not not just saying it. Like, you look like a happy guy who's just like just full of what my grandfather would say, vim and vigor. Like, you're just it's hard to believe that you've been through this massive accident not that long ago. So what are you doing on your skin, man? Because I think a lot of women would like to have skin as cool as yours. So like, you're doing something topically, I'm guessing, and what you're eating has to be fueling your skin. I know that, but
absolutely. First off, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. I wasn't always that way. About coming on 3 years ago after the accident, I had like railroad tracks from a kind of a chop job that the emergency room did. So, it's okay. They had to just put me back together. Yeah. I get it. I understand. My surgeon who put my jaw back together was he looked at it and had kind of like looked away like, oh my God, I can't believe this. I looked at it and it looked so bad. I was like, it's all right. I'm probably never going to look the same. It's okay. Whatever. I'm alive. So you have like that perspective set in there, and that's okay. You get past that. It does bother you a little bit, because
your jaw looks really square and normal. I don't, at least from where I'm sitting on video, I would never guess you'd had any kind of trauma above your shoulders. Like, it just doesn't show.
Well, thank you. My surgeon was awesome. I mean, he's one of the best, and he just I think about him all the time. His name's Joseph Bergerdi in Beverly Hills. He's, when matter of fact, me and him are super close, or we're super close. I kind of lost touch a little bit. I need to get back in touch with him. But somebody who sees you so vulnerable, I mean, our little, bi-monthly checkups and stuff like that. It's just, your jaw's out to here with all the swelling, and then he's like, dude, trust me, just, with the anti-inflammatory foods that I'm taking, like that swelling started to go down. And so anyway, yeah, like you said, the foods that I was eating, and the supplements, the collagen, the vitamin C, all that fed my skin internally. But what I did like 3 times a week is this, I developed this mask. So like I said, my buddy gave me a jar of colostrum, and I had been using this Aztec Healing calcium bentonite clay stuff.
Oh, love bentonite. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, since I was like 23 years old. Clays are super healing, removing impurities. It's all it is just minerals, and a lot of it is silica, which is a huge building block in collagen, right?
It is, and let me break in there for a second. Just for people who think that clay is a bunch of hocus pocus, whatever. It's got the things you just said in it. It also has an electrical charge that attracts toxins to it, pulls them literally out of the skin. And that is well understood. It's used in, like, the military uses bentonite in some of their detox protocols for poisoned people. Like, it's legitimate science. Yeah. So if anyone reading this has not heard about clay and thinks it's just for like women's whatever, no, it's legit. You can even eat the stuff. Anyway, go ahead.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I do diatomaceous earth. I do a tablespoon and a half every night before I go to bed. Grounds me.
Wow, that much?
Yeah.
Wow. So you're full of calcium. All right.
Yes. And that's, apparently it's like 70% silica too. So I'm getting a lot of that. And it goes into water. Apparently under like a microscope, it looks like really like crystals, and it's super pure. Like as soon as mix it in water, unlike
it's shells, it's super microscopic seashells. Yeah. And if people are going to take it, they want to take food grade diatomaceous earth. And the thing about it that rocks is if you have parasites, they can't live with those like tiny shards of glass, but they're so small they don't hurt your cells, but they're small enough to mess with other microbial things. So I used it not regularly, but I've used it for years. And I mean, you can take the stuff you eat and you sprinkle it outside your house. Ants won't walk across it. Like it's kind of amazing.
Yeah, I have 50 pounds of that.
Okay, me too. You're such a dork, man.
I know, me too. Oh, we're geeking out right now.
Seriously, I've never had a guest with 50 pounds of DE in their basement. But all right.
It's not only that, man. I got raw soul here. Yeah, so I had I slowly just went from bentonite, and I would add the colostrum. So speed back. So I would do the Aztec Healing Clay for years. And then I realized, why am I spending $15 for 8 ounces or whatever at Whole Foods when I can just buy it in bulk from a reputable website for like $15 to get me like 50 pounds or whatever, maybe less, or 20 pounds. But so what I did is I tried a few different websites and finally found one that was just as powerful as Aztec Healing Clay. But what I found is on the website, these guys had like 4 or 5 different clays. Kaolin, Rasul, pyrophyllite, red desert clay. I was like, and it's so cheap, I just bought all of them. And I was like, they all had the different little properties to it. Rasul is extremely, it increases circulation like bentonite does not. I just kind of created like this dream team of ingredients over time. It took me 2 years. I would buy food grade vitamin C, Japanese freshwater pearl powder, colostrum, American ginseng. I would, experiment with the dosages. Some things worked, some things didn't work.
Wow.
And I just applied it 2-3 times a week to my skin, on myself. And I would have people come up to me, hey, just curious what random people, checking me out or not checking me out, checkers at Trader Joe's. I didn't mean checking me out.
You get checked out at Trader Joe's, man, admit it.
No, I meant checkers at Trader Joe's. And it became like, not a daily, well, almost daily conversation. I'm like, if these guys only knew I was banged up in an accident, like you wouldn't believe this scar right here. You can't see it. I kind of actually like it. But
I really don't see it. Wow.
It used to be 2 inches long. And thankfully I have a couple, you saw it before, pictures of me banged up in the ICU in Cedars-Sinai. But I didn't put it on my side because, just putting, you're putting it on you're putting the mask on your face or whatever, but I didn't really want to put it on my side scars. But yeah, over time, I finally got so confident with it that I approached my friends, and they, girls, guys, ex-teammates. I mean, if I can get it on my athlete buddies, I can, I feel like I can get it on anybody. And it's just, it's really, it's developed amazingly. I have it in med spas now. I'm packaging it, selling it, and it's great. It's something I just really am stoked about and I believe in. I did it this morning. I do it a few times a week. Clays have that drawing capability to it of removing toxins. So not only are you removing toxins from your body, but you're also beautifying your skin through like exfoliation and regenerating the growth of new skin cells with the collagen and the vitamin C and the kelp powder, just nutrient dense. It's like I want to feed my skin what it's your largest organ. So why not?
You're pretty humble about that. Like you've never actually told me that this was commercially available. I didn't even know you had a line like that. So,
sorry.
So tell me the URL. We'll put a link in the show notes and all that stuff. But like, where can people get? I mean, is there a website or something? Or
it's the company name is Alitura. And the website is under construction right now.
All right.
I have a Twitter account, Andy Hnilo, ANDYHNILO. I'm working on getting an Alitura Twitter account as well. I've been extremely busy this year with work. It's all me right now, and it's only me. I have 300 pounds of the different ingredients in my apartment, and I'm doing it all out of the back of my apartment, hand mixing it. And
oh wow,
it's an amazing product. I'll just say this is at the med spas that I have my product in, I have the availability to use any of the treatments that they use. And there's nothing else I would do considering downtime and just flat out how effective it is. There's nothing else that I will do ever. I mean, that's just it.
All right, man, you gotta hook me up with that stuff. I'm eager to try it.
Yeah, I'm happy to. You just blend it with a little apple cider vinegar, maybe a little clary sage oil, sea buckthorn oil. I mean, it's something I really believe in, and I'm super passionate about. Just it's going to be good. Thanks for asking.
That's awesome, and I had no idea we were going to talk about that, but I love it that you're doing that, and whatever you're doing, man, it's working. All right, last questions. We're running up on the end of the show. Not exactly the last question, but nearing the last question. How much do you work out? What kind of workout do you do? Are you doing? I don't even know if you're doing like whole body vibration, which I'm interested in. But like what are the weird things you do, and what are the normal things you do? How often? Stuff like that.
I don't. You may find this funny. I'm a big music guy, so a lot of the reason that I go to the gym is I'm so fired up from like my morning routine that pumping some music and just getting it going, getting that adrenaline going around the gym, banging out push-ups. I don't really have a set workout, I don't really have, I mean, it's just, I'll do the main things, like maybe some military press, I'll split it up a couple times a week, do chest and try, back by, I'll go for a run because I love to run. I love music when I'm running. I love that adrenaline that I get. I love the way I feel. But as far as I'm in and out in the gym, 20, 30 minutes. I love the sauna. But I love the feeling of just moving around and the adrenaline that I get from the music and the pump, but that I'm getting from lifting. But I don't really, I'm in and out. You see those guys in there for an hour and a half, to each their own. I'm just like, I'm about an hour total in the gym a week. If I'm doing 20 to 30 minutes and I'm working out maybe twice, maybe 3 times a week, hour to an hour and a half a week, I would say that I'm working out. And then maybe I'll run one time a week at Runyon Canyon or somewhere beautiful out here in Malibu or something, just because like I got sweet music going. I'm already on fire from my nutrition, which is just like, it just grows as the day goes on with the sunlight and stuff like that. I mean, I just feel good. It's not really, I don't really have a set workout. I don't know if that makes sense, but like, it's just, more like
you're a super high energy guy, and you're burning some of it off at the gym, but it's not particularly structured. You're not, doing the, twice a week I do this and all. So you're just kind of going there and just putting energy in and you get it back. All right, cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
What about you?
You know what? I'm looking pretty solid right now. I don't know if you can see, like,
look at the pipes.
But like,
nice.
For 4 months, I haven't touched a kettlebell. Nothing but electricity and my kids. So I'm doing like the all electrical thing right now, just to see what happens. And I'm at my testosterone levels. I just got my results in, and I've been supplementing less. I've been using testosterone since I was 30 because I used to be obese, and my levels are way below where they should be. So my levels are like around like 470, and at the upper end of the range is around 1100 for me. So they're low normal right now, and I'm actually putting on muscle without actually any effort at all. I just stick electrodes on, and it's a lot of electricity, and it's kind of weird, but I'm kind of blown away by how effective this thing is. I don't know if you can. Do I have it around here? There's I'm wired in. I'm not going to show it to you. Because I have to like
stimulation. Is that like the stuff that they put on me in like college when they were stimulating my hamstrings and stuff like that?
Exactly.
Okay.
That's all I'm doing right now, and I'm blown away, to be honest. I've always kind of just mixed it up, and I like the Body by Science, Doug McGuff sort of thing. I do the Bulletproof Vibe on a pretty regular basis, at least 3 times a week. You just stand there and get the lymphatic circulation, which helps a lot. But overall, I've been working my ass off lately, flying a lot, and so it's hard to have a routine. Because like you travel for Oakley and whatnot. You're here, you're there, and most hotel workout facilities. I'm like, I guess I could go do something, but nah.
Yeah. I know, it's like you walk by and you're like, nah, yeah, exactly what it is. Maybe you'll grab a magazine or something, take it up to the room, but that's
They get the free filtered water there that they don't give you in the room.
Exactly. That's actually what I do. So, I could use the tap for my coffee. I go down there and I'm filling up a little filtered water, dude. That's exactly what I'm doing.
We're cut from the same cloth that way. I'm like, I can't put chlorine on my beans. It's horrible. Right?
Can't do it. Nope. Oh, that's awesome.
All right. Now, let's do the question I've asked everyone on the show. Top 3 recommendations for people who want to kick more ass. It doesn't have to be anything we talked about. Just out of your entire life, the 3 most important things you could tell someone else who wants to just to win. What are they?
Whew, man. Positive self-talk. It may sound weird, but visualization I've been doing since I was like 14 years old. I just had these insane goals. Insane, but I mean, you knock them down if you just keep that belief. You could be. It's positive self-talk. It doesn't have to be in the mirror. It just can be in a car driving home from work when I used to bartend. Just like, just that positive reinforcement of like, look, dude, I believe in you, and or just saying the goals that where you see yourself, and so that's one. Number 2 is expressing gratitude.
Dude. We have to hang out. All right.
Oh, I'm done. You're down in LA. Hit me up.
Yeah, I'll be down there in a couple of weeks, so we'll hang out for sure. Okay, I love that answer. All right, you're the first guy to say that besides me that I know of. So rock on. All right.
I mean, that's tied in with 1 though, because it's like at first you go, look, I would do this thing on the way home from bartending every Friday and Saturday night. It's like, you're making your money or whatever, and like you're not out partying. You're staying focused on you. This is okay, man. It's okay that you're bartending. Like, and then you're expressing, look, I'm alive, I'm healthy. This is after the accident when I started on that. And it's like, just that, and just you express gratitude and how lucky I am with that. Obviously having, your world rocked like that and having that type of perspective. It's like, how can you not be gratitude? Yeah, I was grounded before that, but like, I'm just so grateful to be where I am and to share whatever type of knowledge that I have with anybody else that's been in a similar situation. And it's just it's a nonstop emotion that it's overwhelming at times. I mean, I'm doing something that I kind of like imagined, and I believed I could get there, but because I'd see my buddies doing it, and just kind of admired them for it. But now, like, it's like, that those victories keep adding up, and like it's just a belief that it's just, along with the proper nutrition, you become unstoppable. But expressing gratitude is hands down. I do it numerous times, daily, hourly, whatever. It's just like, I'm just really stoked to be alive, and I'm stoked to be here. And it's, see, number 3. Number 3. What was
the top 3 things that you'd recommend for people who just want to kick more ass, people who just want to succeed in life?
Okay.
So you've got 2 of them there.
Okay, so we got 2 of them.
Self-talk and gratitude. We need 1 more.
Positive self-talk, gratitude. Okay, this is it. I mean, I 100% believe that you are who you surround yourself with. You hear it, not that it affects me at all, and not that it affected me when I moved down to LA, but you hear some stories about, well, how do you like LA? How do you like the people in LA? I'm like, I love it, man. I mean, this is my family. This is my home for me now. Like, I have such a close-knit group of friends that the people I surround myself with are awesome, and I just surround yourself with good, driven, just good, people that'll be there for you regardless. People that answer your phone calls when you call them, and they don't text you back, they call you back. People that'll help you move and give you rides to the airport, and just so they're there for you. I'm super thankful that I have a close-knit group of friends, and I go up north and I hang out with my blood family, and it's awesome. And then when I come back here, it's like I hit the ground running. I got a kick-ass group of friends down here too that I can count on, and that's the people basically. Yeah. So number 3 is like, surround yourself with driven, positive people that share a similar mind state as myself, and that just keeps you going. So
awesome, man.
This is my top 3.
Andy, thanks for coming on the show today. Tell us your Twitter handle one more time.
It's Andy Hnilo on Twitter, and Andy Hnilo on Facebook. Alitur is a product name. I need to get this stuff going, and I will.
Don't sweat it. We'll get the link on the site. People, they'll come to this. We're now the number 1 ranked health podcast on iTunes. So you've had about 3 million downloads, and at least 50,000 people are going to be hearing this. And every week after that, some more will hear it. So don't worry about it. They will be able to find you, and we'll have a transcript of this as well. So as soon as you have your link and all, we'll update that. So no problem. And they can always Twitter you if they can't find you, because they've got it's at Andy Hnilo.
Yeah, at Andy Hnilo.
There we go.
Hey, Dave, I just wanted to say one thing. This wasn't planned. This is all. I don't have any notes around here. It's all off the top of my head. I just really want to thank you. It sounds, well, I know for a fact that you and I share the same just belief in just pristine nutrition. Thank you so much for providing me with that, because there's nothing else that I put in my body outside of the cayenne, the spices, and the aminos and stuff. It's just like it's a one-stop shop, and it's you. So thank you, man. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, and thanks for acknowledging that. I'll keep doing my best, man. And I use all my own stuff for the same reason, like enlightened self-interest. So.
That's awesome.
All right, I'll see you in LA in a couple of weeks. We'll hook up.
Done. Hit me up.
All right, thanks, man.
You bet. Thank you.
Right there, but I think I actually put on a little bit more muscle mass from the
we're
UK
arm
and stuff.
wrestling when I see you.
I
That's
went?
it.
Oh, you'll take me down, JJ. I mean,
that's it. I've issued a challenge. The Eskimo diet versus the virgin diet.
Exactly.
One of the ones we talk about in Food Matters is how intravenous vitamin C can be as effective, if not more effective, than chemotherapy in fighting cancer cells in the body. And yet it has none of the toxic side effects. It's a water-soluble vitamin. Our body knows how to do with it. Why are we not exploring this?